Miss Jody, hang on. You are coming in, and I am very late. Miss Jody, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Hang on. I can't see you yet, but we are both coming in. Hang on. I apologize on my behalf for being extremely late. I had to go and take my my Starlink and go move it out from underneath the tree. I just moved into a new home 3 days ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And that's why we're not in my session room normally. Because we're ripping out walls and putting padding in it right now. And so right now we moved out to the middle of nowhere on 36 acres. And so there is no internet. So I'm using Starlink. And so there's a summer storm going through right now. Yeah. And so we had to go and move it across the lawn. Hang on. I can't see you yet. Let's see. It does say
here. Let me see if I can start my video.
There we go.
There we go.
Hold on. Yeah. Are you ready? Hi. So I kind of want to before we get started with all that. Oh, I like your bed. That is
Thank you.
You're welcome. Perfect. So I kind of want to tell you, you already know like why we're here, but I want to tell you a little bit about like how I do this. That way you can kind of understand it too. So today's sessions have been crazy in a good way. So I'm hoping we can continue this trend all the way through. Another thing too is that it is recorded. I'm going to send it to you tomorrow morning. Okay. So rewatch it, re-listen to it. If you have any questions on it, please ask me. Sometimes I do move pretty fast in these things. And so you may not catch everything the first time. So if you want to go over something, just email me. Okay. The other thing though, too, is that, you know, as we're going through this, you have to remember a couple of things or realize a couple of things. The first thing is that we are bringing in somebody's consciousness, right? We're bringing in somebody's soul. We're saying, I love you so much. Come on, hang out with me. And please try to talk as best you can through this other person's brain. Okay, that's essentially what's happening. So when they do come in, what ends up happening, sorry, my nose is kind of leaking. What they do whenever they come in is they give me a bunch of, they talk in different ways. The first way is they give me a bunch of signs and symbols. I'll kind of like show them in my head. Maybe I'll see a pineapple, which means I was from Florida, like stuff like that. And they'll create a sentence with it. The next thing is that they will try to either put me in situations that maybe they were in, or you've been in or experienced, or maybe even that you will be in and experience. Now that personally for me can also be a little hard because if somebody lived like, let's say in Greece or outside the United States, you know, I'm born, raised, and been in Texas most of my life. I've traveled to, you know, other states, but I've never been outside of it. And so for me, I'm like, well, they'll pick up stuff from maybe a movie I've seen or other sessions. The other thing though, is that they will try to talk with only feelings and emotions. So I may take a pause and really try to like analyze what are they trying to say, because feelings aren't always like, oh, I'm happy or I'm sad. Sometimes they give me a feeling that means I died of cancer and only my mom was in the room with me and I took my last breath and I fell off the bed. Like, it's a lot. But then my favorite thing is I get words and phrases. Words and phrases will just show up. I got to tell you what they are. They're very point blank. Those are the easiest and also the most interesting, because most of the time those words and phrases, it's something that you know that I have no idea why the hell I'm saying it to you, but I have to. And so those are always very fun. With that being said too, all I really need you to do is be like, Amy, heck yeah, that makes sense. Or no, it doesn't, because I want to see how far they can talk. I want to see how well, not only that can they come in on your love, but they can tickle my brain and I can understand it. And so as we get going, it's like, okay, I know you mean this by this. Okay, so stuff like that. But whenever you go, yes, that makes me go, okay, she gets it, I get it, you get it, move on. Okay. That's what that means. Okay, so hold on. So we're gonna feel around. The other thing is you're gonna see me moving a lot. I have a pen. That's what's happening down here. What are you doing? Not normal in my head. Very interesting. They feel, I know that this is not their personality in life. I can tell you that 110%. But it's interesting that this person shows up in my head and she goes, sorry, I'm going to get up and I'm going to show you. It's almost like if like we're walking into an event or something and they're like, hello, 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 hello. Like they're letting themselves know that they're here. and they're good. I feel like this person may have been a little bit more modest in their life, which is kind of cool that they would almost have this like, hi, I'm coming out of my shell, I'm doing this. It almost feels very like debutante in a way, which is a weird phrase. And I know that that's not that person in their life. I can tell you that for sure. But it's interesting the opposition that they show. So hold on. What does this mean? What? Hold on. Very happy to be with you. They sit like beside the bed with you and are on the bed with you, and they're just giving me the feeling and the phrase of like, I'm very happy to be here. This is very such a nice thing for me, you know. They keep going down and touching the side of your leg in my head like that. They say that they're like questioning, can I do this? Not me, but them. There's a gentleman here too, but I'm gonna keep that over there. She says, well, we have a whole like lot of them. So apparently there's a lot of people that passed, and we'll go into that later. We're only going to focus on one right now. Otherwise it gets very confusing. So what? Tell me. She's talking about, so funny. She's active now. She's talking, or maybe live. Do you live on a couple acres? Like, is that a thing? Interesting. Okay. So she's just equating as to how today, usually I wear flip-flops everywhere, but since moving out here, I wear tennis shoes everywhere now, right? And she says, oh, I'm putting on my tennis shoes. And I said, well, you don't seem like a person that does. And she says, well, because I'm at her house and I have to get across this property, much like me. And I go, fine. So she's like patrolling your property or making sure it's okay. What about? She feels like a higher vibrational spirit. So I'd like to say that she's in heaven. She's sitting on a very big island across from you, watching you do things. She kind of, is this, is Josephine like mom? Is Josephine like mother for you? Really? Yeah. This is how she, I don't know. We'll figure out how long she's been gone and stuff, but she's talking about, there's this big island in my head. She may just be creating my space as well. I don't know. And she's talking about sitting there watching you do this. And I go, and there's a feeling of mothering. There's a feeling of checking you out, making sure you're fine. What? So of course, like, I love her. Of course, I appreciate her. I go, yes, I know. I wonder what was, she's very quiet. She's not saying a whole lot of words. She's giving me a lot of feelings with this. Usually for me, this means that something may have been going on with her words area at the very end of her life. Or it was like difficult to talk or something. We'll go into this in just a second. There's all these clues that you're going to hear me say things out loud. Hang on. What's one, two, 1 second. What? I don't know where you live, but apparently it's a paradise in our head. And she keeps talking about wine, and I'm like, cool. So maybe we have a garden, or maybe we have grapes, or I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't think you live in California. That's where I know they grow wine at. But then at the same time that she talks about dogs, she talks about pool. She talks about so it's interesting. So don't say anything. But she's talking about how, like, it matches almost like a resort, and I'm here for it. And I don't know why. Wait, what? Tell me. She shows her little hand and her little arm being so frail. Oh, bud. Okay, what was going on? What? Before that? Really? Before that? When? Has she been gone over 10 years?
Yes, a lot
really longer. Okay, leave that there. She goes like this. I said, how long have you been? Where have you been? And she shows me an image of, she says, before you were that, and you heard me say that because she's talking about before I had my son. My son is about to be 11. And so she's talking about that, and I go, okay. And then she like changes it back. Hang on. What? Wait, what? It may be before my, no, it's not before my time. Was it like 98, 99, 97? When was this? How long
It
ago
was
was
a
it?
long time ago. It was
Really? Even further than that?
Hold it, what date did you say?
I said 98, 99, or 97.
97.
Shut up. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So if you want, this is how she showed me that. She has my mom. Okay. My mom was born in 1954 and she had me when she was 35. And so I was born in 1988. And so she went from having long hair to like cutting her hair off like everybody did with like that short with like the little pomodoro. And I remember particularly when I had cancer, which was 95 to 98, what her haircut looked like. And so she looked like, and so she showed that haircut from my mother in my head. That's why I was like, is it 90 this night? Because that's the time she had it. She says that, what? Because she's talking about also not being able to make like the 2000 year. What happened? What was going on with you? So she didn't get to say goodbye to you. She loves you. She says, I'm sorry. It's interesting because your mother is apologizing to you for not sending herself off in a good way.
I feel the other way.
I know you do. I know you do.
Yeah.
And that's why she's coming back.
I apologize to her.
She goes like this. She says, and this may be where her like eloquency comes from and stuff like that. She says, I go, so what? She goes, tell her that I'm sorry that I left this life and I didn't get to have a good send off with her. Tell her that is my fault. And I was like, okay. I was like, I know you didn't commit suicide, so I know this like something happened to you. Exactly.
Yeah.
I know. And that's why I was like, why are you apologizing? But another thing with that is like letting you know, like, I know you've been thinking that, but she's also taking accountability for this as well. Were you scared? Well, of course. So she talks like that. Why? She doesn't like her teeth. She keeps talking about them. But she has really, really nice teeth. What happened? What was going on? Weird. So you saw her. You did. She's talking about coming back to a dead body. Sorry, and I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Yeah, and she's apologizing for you seeing her like that. She says that I'm trying to get her to build the scene in my head. And tell me what happened. Because she's been angelic for so long. So I'm having her take herself back into what, bud? There's a sense of like helplessness and like nobody can do anything. There's a sense of like hospitalization that goes with it, like at the end for some reason, or like getting in that area. But there's a sense of like how quickly it goes away. But there's also maybe she ended up getting. What happened with you? Routine. Weird. Did they end up like finding out she had cancer, like on a routine thing? Weird. Yeah, because I don't see the word cancer. But she keeps talking about quick. It's fast, but it's like very. It's almost like. Yeah, it's very, but she keeps talking about routine. Maybe she should have been on a routine. Maybe she should have been something on a routine. I don't know. But then she keeps talking about how, what? What? Hold on. Come here, take me back. Talking about getting up from her body. I'm wondering, it's weird. I wonder if she had some sort of like hardcore cardiac arrest, but there's something else that goes into this because she's also like standing up beside her body afterwards. So for me, it's very, very quick. It's very fast. There's something about like not acknowledging or not realizing that we crossed over. And she keeps talking about like dropping, passing. That's it. But there's nothing anybody can do anything about it. So it's not like we can bring her back to life. It's not like we can do anything like that. And so she's standing beside her body in my head saying like, what do I do? Where do I go? How does this work? I don't know what the routine was unless maybe she had something going on underneath that she like wasn't paying attention to, or like we should have gone and seen this. I don't know. It almost feels like a fluke. What, Mom? Tell me. There's all these people coming up to her. Where are you? Weird. I don't know. It just shows me that. Where are you at? Where are you at? She wants to be outside. I can tell you that. She wants to be outside. Like this is where she's at. She keeps showing me outside. She keeps showing me, I don't know if you have a garden or I've known she's a garden person. I have no idea. But that's where she keeps taking me. I know she didn't die outside. I wonder if did she end up like having an aneurysm in like her house? What was happening? What happened with her? What is that's
she
what
was in a terrible multiple car accident.
Okay, that's the rush. So
a couple of times she had heart attacks before all of that, but it was a terrible car accident that someone hit her.
And nobody could do anything about it.
Very quick. Yeah. Very quick.
Yeah. Okay, so what she's talking about are like the multiple people coming up on the scene. So you saw me do this.
Yeah.
So she's talking about all these people coming up and rushing her or coming up and rushing them. No wonder she's showing that poor woman. And no wonder she wouldn't want to go back to that. Like,
yeah, I don't even know if she even saw it. From what I heard,
didn't see it.
Yeah, because the funeral director said how it happened, there should have been a whole bunch of mess everywhere, and because her heart would have been going. She didn't see it, and I'm so relieved at that.
Yeah, well, I can tell you from the way that it feels is she keeps talking about medical assistants around her, So that's all these men, and she keeps talking about all these people like this coming in, but she doesn't know anything about it. It's like that. She keeps showing me the symbol. Well, she kept showing me. That's why I was like, is it like an aneurysm? Because she keeps showing me the symbol for blood splatter. And I'm like, well, I mean, that also is the thing.
Yeah.
And so she's trying, but that poor woman. Hold on. Who is the man she was trying to go back to? Who's the man? What is that?
My dad.
Really? Was he? Yeah.
I think
leave that there.
If you're saying within.
She keeps talking about, she gives me the symbol for man or gentleman that's I'm close to, and she keeps going, like, I want to get back to him. I want to come back to him. I want to be with him. I want to do that. She says that. What? Did the person that caused the accident, did they die?
Yes. Not at that time. His wife and baby did, and then my mom, but the guy ended up dying like 6 months later in another accident. Yeah, it was terrible. Really
This
terrible.
is what she said. Okay, I've never had a spirit report on this. She goes like this. I said, so what happened with the person that did this? Were they charged? What happened? I'm trying to figure out, did they get justice? Because your mom feels oddly at peace.
The accident wasn't his fault.
His fault. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a fluke.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
she goes, and I said, were they charged or what was going on? And she goes, oh no, he wouldn't be charged, and no, because he's dead. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's odd. He what? Tell me. We're bringing her up. We're bringing her energy up. Come here, mom. Come here. Come here. Poor mom. Poor mom. Come here. Tell me about him. Tell me about him. It's interesting. She keeps showing herself in, I don't necessarily think she did this, but she keeps showing herself in like brightly colored, like fuchsia and pink and green shirts, like
Yeah.
all over the place. So she's trying to just show herself as like having bright colors and stuff like that. She's trying to bring in like this angelic type of atmosphere. She says that, who's the person that had Alzheimer's? Who's the person that was having dementia really bad?
Well, I think my dad had a start of dementia, but it was never diagnosed.
Yeah. They keep it goes along with like the gentleman like that. And then she keeps making me hear somebody saying, what? What? So like forgetfulness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That goes along with like Alzheimer's and dementia. They keep talking about, tell me. So that would be the gentleman that showed up with her in the beginning. So like that's the whole thing. Okay. Yeah, because she brings forward somebody, that gentleman. I was like, there's a gentleman here, but we'll get into that in just a second.
Okay.
It's because they show up as a partner together. Hold on. Tell me about her. Tell me about him, please. I didn't want to get old. She says, I didn't want to get old. I go, okay. She says that what? She misses life. She misses birds. She misses sound. She misses music. She misses she does love, yeah, she does. She misses, she makes me hear Snow White, like birds, you know how they sing, and like sound and music, sound of music. That probably goes along with something similar too. She which is odd because she's making me say those like that. She keeps showing me, I'm not saying she plays piano, but I just bought one, and so she shows me, maybe she does. Okay, there you go. Yeah, she just, I mean, like literally, like bought a piano. And
my mother was a musician. Yeah, and it was piano. Yes, one of the main thing was piano, but yeah.
Yeah, I bought one today off Craigslist over here in Tatum, and I'm having it delivered. And my husband's like, why are you doing this? I was like, I don't know, because I need one, because I had to sell my other one. And I was like, there's a reason your mom's been here with me. And she just made me see this piano in my head and how much she likes it. She says that, what? She goes, I can hear her hum. She doesn't necessarily sing great though. She is more in like the music area, but let's just say that. But she's okay with that. She says, but you don't do music.
Me?
Yeah, you don't play music.
Lately, my fingers, the arthritis has gotten in my fingers, so I'm not able to play as well.
Yeah.
I try, but
okay.
She's right. I have not been doing it much anymore.
Okay. My mom was
professionally trained to try to do it.
Yes. So she goes like this. She's talking about how you can, but you haven't, and she's talking about how you should. Obviously, I know with our arthritic thing, it's a big thing. She says that, what was she like? Was she like about, she's not, your mom is not that old though. Your mom is not that old. Was she like 68? How old was she when she crossed over?
She died when she was 72.
72? Really? Okay. I was going to say 70, and I was like, she's not that old. Ain't no way.
72, but she looked a lot younger.
Yeah, she's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Hold on. Tell me about, Oh, no wonder she's a showstopper person coming in to say hi at a debutante ball. Like, that's what I want your mom. But she's much more down to earth than that.
Yes.
Her
both.
What? Yeah.
She had an elegance. So that was,
yes. Tell me about you. What? You? What do you mean? she showed me an image with like a little, oh, what happened to her? You don't have her crystal, correct?
Yes, I do.
Shut up, really? Do you
I
really?
have her crystal.
I've never. Okay, so she showed me an image from the movie Titanic when Rose and Jack. Oh,
Okay.
another. So when Rose and Jack go in to have dinner, and they have the little champagne crystal glasses,
Yeah.
and she popped that up, and I was like, either she likes Titanic, but then she makes me hear ding. And I'm like, okay, we're talking about the glasses. And that's why I was like, crystal. That's where that, you see
Yeah.
how that goes? That's what she's doing. That's why I take a minute, because you have to really think about what they're
Yeah.
trying to say. What? So tell me about her. What? No, no, they don't. Interesting. No, are you a grandma?
No, I better not be. Not yet.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to leave this here right now. So I was like, you don't seem like it. Doesn't feel that vibe. There is something about, do you have a son right now?
Yeah, I have, yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay. There's something about how what I was doing like this is a baby splashing in water. That's what that is in my head. And I'm like, and I go, okay, is there, that's why I said, no, you don't. Cause I was like, she doesn't have a baby
Yeah.
around right now. But then she does it again. So for me personally, and I said, well, who is this for? Daughter, son, daughter, son. And she talks about sons. And I'm like, fine. So I would have to say down the line, I'm even going to say it's not 7 months. Hold on. Hold on. You have a little bit. There's going to be something, I would have to say 6, probably 6. 6 years, something like that. I want to say 3, but there's some weird thing like 3 and 6, like it's 3 years apart for some reason. I don't know why she keeps hinting at that.
Okay.
Unless your boys, are they 3 years apart?
They're 2.
They're 2 years apart. Okay. So that could be something like that. Maybe she's talking about equal. I want to say that there's going to be a little girl involved somewhere down the line,
Okay.
splashing in a pool. And I
Oh,
would have to say,
I think I know
yeah.
what it is.
What is that about?
Me. When I was
Really?
3 years old, I almost drowned in the pool.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Yeah.
I think
okay,
she's talking about me.
You, and then did she save you?
My sister.
Your sister. Oh, the little girls. Oh my God. Really? And how old is your sister compared to you?
She's
How old
15
is she?
years older than me.
Oh my God. So she was like your mom. Oh my
Yes.
God. Yeah, she keeps talking about 3 little
Yeah.
girl splashing in pool over and over again.
Yeah, I
Oh
think
my
she's
God.
talking about me.
Yes. How did that happen?
My sister and I were in the pool. I was in one of those little float rings, and my sister went under the water, and I went to look, and I flipped over, and that she realized and got me, and then got me out of the pool. But yeah, I think
Oh my
that's what
God,
she's
yeah.
talking about.
Yes. Okay. So what she was showing me was the baby like this in a pool
Yeah.
in water, but you had a float ring around you. And if you had like a little hat, I'm just saying it'd be like having like a little hat on or something. Yeah. Like
did.
that. So she's bringing up that. So I'm glad that you're here. That was your first near-death experience.
That's validating.
Yeah. I'm going to leave that there. Now, another thing too, have you had, she keeps hinting at, she keeps talking about surgeries with you. She keeps talking about surgeries with you. Okay. And she keeps talking about like being there for those. I don't know what is going on with that.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
glad
like,
because I asked her.
Really? Oh, yes. Yeah. She keeps talking about surgery. She keeps talking about you praying and asking for it. So she's already been gone, and she keeps talking about being there with you. But there's almost a feeling of like, keep a watch out on this. I don't know why. Have you had, what is that? You have a dead dog too. We're gonna leave that there. That's a whole nother thing. Yeah, that's what she's talking about. How weird. She brings up a couple of things. One, she has like this dog run in front of me. It's just a shadow. I know it's a dog because you can hear a jingle, 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 and she says that's for her. And then she's saying that. What is that? What is that? Have you already had metal put in your body? Like, have you had like a you haven't had to have an ankle done or anything like that, right?
No.
Yeah. Weird. There's a couple of things. One, she mentions like a biopsy. I don't know where or what or how. What is that about?
I've had some stomach biopsies, but they've been fine.
Really? You've been good.
Yeah.
Okay. That would go along with the biopsy. Remember how I said, like, keep on it, keep checking it?
Yeah.
So keep on that. I would
Okay.
even say, go back every single year to do that. But then she gives me an image of when my mom broke her ankle and she had a rod and like 5 little screws. And so whatever you do, just I'm wondering if maybe in like the next year, like be really careful on steps.
Be careful what I do.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Be like literally be careful on steps or be careful with what you do because there may be some point that ends up happening. And she's just there with you as well. She says that what? Did you end up having a hysterectomy?
Yes, I did.
Really? Okay. Fascinating. Sorry. I had one too. And I said, I go, well, what about this? And she talks about having a little, hat on when they put you into surgery. And she says, y'all are the same. And I go, okay. And so I'm like, yes. She says that one. She's like, see, I've been there for each one. What? Tell me. How long? You and your husband have been married for like over 20 years?
26.
Holy crap. Okay, cool. That's great. She goes like this. I said, so what about her? What's going on with her life? Is she single? What's happening? She goes, no, she's married. They've been together for plus 20. And I go, okay. And she says that one. How interesting. What does that mean? I just want y'all to like go on a cruise. So random. What is that about?
One.
Shut up. Really?
Yeah. We booked it with some friends of ours for 2024. We're going to do a river cruise on to do all the Christmas markets. We go from Paris to Zurich. We haven't done a cruise in years. And
shut up. Really?
And I used to cruise all the time with my parents. And yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. This is what she just said. She got you and your husband sitting at a table and they used to have the song from Lady and the Tramp. This is the night. It's a beautiful night. And they call it, but whatever it is. And she has y'all sitting there, but on the water staring at each other's eyes. And I was like, okay, so it's going to be a romantic cruise. That's what I'm going to call it. She says that what? Apparently he works enough that he needs to take that time. Oh, what? No, you don't. Do you have a towel? No, you don't. Do you have a towel? No, you don't.
He used to raise cattle.
Shut up, really? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. She just said, she goes, fear. And I was like, cows, really? She says that. Where? She's not a snowbird. Snowbird is left for something for dealing with like New York, though. Y'all are not in New York. She's not from New York. What? Hold on. Weird. What is this? Oh, what? Did she pass in icy conditions?
Mm-mm.
Weird.
No,
what is up with
home in Colorado?
And snow. Oh, no wonder.
Yeah, she loved Colorado. That's where I met my husband, was in Colorado.
Oh, no wonder. Yeah, she keeps talking about snow and icy conditions, and I'm like, snowbirds. What? What? No wonder she wants to be outside. That's her whole thing. She has like pink flowers in my head everywhere. Oh, pink flowers everywhere. What is that about?
She loved roses. irises, you name it. She loved flowers. Yeah.
Yes, that is her thing. She keeps showing me like azaleas that are like blooming right now. I don't know if they're blooming right now. They are in my mom's front yard. What? Tell me about you. What? I need you to go get a pedicure when you get a chance. Okay. I need you to go get a pedicure when you get a chance. I don't know what's happening with that. She just went, she showed me feet and she put like Birkenstock sandals on. Like that's the whole thing. And she says that, I know, it's on. And she talks about going to get the toes done. And I was like, all right, I'll tell her about that. Yeah. Are you a Birkenstock sandal person?
And I told myself, I got to get a pedicure. I just haven't had time.
Yes. Okay. I need you to do number one. I've never had Birkenstock show up in my head before. That's a new one for me. I don't even own a pair, but I know that they're comfortable. And then at the same time, she keeps showing me because I took all my nail polish off my toes because I'm moving out here. There's not a good place for it. And she keeps saying like how me and you need to go and do that because that. And I'm like, okay, I'll tell her that too. She says that. Tell me what about her? I just want you to have somebody that like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? I feel like when you find something that you really like a good pair of like leggings or a shirt or something like that, you go and you buy that for like all of your friend group or something. You're like, I got this for you and you, we can all have this. That's what she just keeps showing me. She says she doesn't want to be, she made me hear. What? Okay, maybe she grew up being in the church, but she didn't have a church she was in when she passed. It doesn't feel like. Yeah, because she's talking about how, but they ended up having the funeral in a church.
Yes.
Yeah.
My church in Colorado, which she loved going to when she'd come visit.
Yes, but it wasn't hers. Okay, this is what. Oh, that's
she was
so
very spiritual. It just she didn't go to church. Yeah, but when she come to Colorado, we always went there.
Yes, she goes like this. I said, so what do you want to talk about? She says, tell her that I know that they had my funeral in a church. And I go, okay. And so she says, I grew up going to church, but I didn't anymore. And I said, fine. And she says, but it wasn't my church, so it was different. So like the music was off. Yeah. So she knows. She says that what? She doesn't want to be known for that. She's talking about how I guess you handpicked the music for her sermon or her ceremony. Did you do that?
Yes.
Yeah. She's talking about you hand picking these pieces and how maybe they weren't always, I'm guessing they were played. They weren't executed as well as she would have liked them to be done.
Mama, I'm the one that played them. Mama, darn her.
I'm just going to say that that's also a joke, but that was pretty literal in my head. She says, she literally shows me, and she says the person that played, that's why I was like, they're played. They're not, most people do radio, right? Or a song that's recorded. And she shows me the person playing them. It wasn't as great as it should be.
I was playing all her favorite pieces.
You did.
Emotional.
You did an amazing job. Wait, did you ever play Be Thou My Vision? Did you play that at all?
No, I didn't. But I think we might have sung it. I don't remember.
Okay. Only reason, that's my favorite one. And I just keep hearing it in my head over and over again. And so I was like, maybe that's the thing. So I'm going to tell you that probably was a literal joke, but at the same time, a little bit of both. So telling you like how nervous you were and like what was going on and how emotional you were. So she's like A for effort in a good way.
Thanks, Mom. She was a piano teacher too.
And well, no wonder she would feel that way. Yes, that's, she keeps talking about the foot pedal over and over again. She keeps showing that. Yeah, that is her thing. What? So tell me about you. I have never had a spirit bring that up before. That's a whole new level of mine. What? Tell me about her. What? They didn't. What? Who? Oh. And then she was buried?
Say it again.
Was she buried? Was she buried?
Oh, married?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
They split, but we're still very good friends. And my dad ended up saying
Oh.
that biggest mistake of his life, letting her go.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a long story, but yes, they were divorced.
Well, okay, yeah, we'll get into that in just what? Was dad military?
Say it again.
Was dad military?
He tried, but he had a heart murmur, and so he had a medical discharge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he goes like this. He says, I go, so what about you? I said, is he here too? And she goes, yes. And then I have my dad. My dad was Air Force, and he goes like this. And I was like, okay, so he aligns with my father in that way. What? Tell me about her. So your father was dating other people?
Yes.
Yeah. This is her thing. She says, I go, well, what about him? Y'all are together now. And she's like, yes. And I said, well, what happened after y'all got separated? She goes, oh, pretty much. She says, like, he was with this hussy. And I was like, oh, that's fine. That's what that comes from. Okay. She knows about it. We don't particularly care for this. Oh, and she apparently is dead too, or something like that. We'll go into that later.
Yes.
Oh, she is. Because she says literally, she goes, I have the pleasure of meeting her here. Oh, they are? Okay. Well,
my dad was a charmer.
Yeah, I know. We can tell. And it's not a bad thing. Mine was too. Hold on. Come back here, Mom. You tell me about it. So what about her? What about her? Pisces. March babies. Interesting. What? She's giving me feelings right now. I'm gonna try to figure this out. Who is hold on. What? I don't know who's the end of August. Who's the end of August? What is the end of August or September? Who has that birthday?
September is my husband.
Okay. Gonna keep that there. Yeah, Virgo is the end of August and September. Okay. And so that's what they keep making me feel. They're talking about that. Oh. Your husband's mother is crossed over?
No.
What's going on with her? Oh, okay. Hang on. There's a weird feeling they keep mentioning his mother over and over and over again. So I don't know what's usually that either means that they're talking about her passing. Nobody's here, or that also could mean like keep an eye out on her. Keep an eye on her. She's not living with y'all, correct?
No, she's in Michigan.
Yeah, there's something about how you can't say that. She says, and you're glad for that. Like in a funny way, like just joking. I know you love her. She's a very sweet, wonderful, good person. The only thing that I worry about is, but she has other kids that are up there watching her and
Yes.
Yeah, I go, do we need to take her and bring her here with us wherever this is? And she goes, no, she has other kids watching for her. I worry about her falling. I just worry about her falling. That's it. That's all. I don't know why. I don't think she's feeble to that point. I don't think she's a person. Yeah,
but you never know.
Yeah. I know. I'm just gonna leave that there.
Okay.
Maybe she ends up living with y'all. Maybe. I don't know. Just watch that in the next 2 years. There's a thing of her not being feeble right now, but tripping, falling, having issues. And then for some reason, I know there's people up there, but for some reason, maybe she is with y'all. She have a 3-car garage.
Two, and then another separate
Oh.
building that has the third one.
Oh, interesting. Okay. She says, your mom, I go, well, what are you doing? She says, I'm out here with the toys. And I was like, well, what do you mean toys? And that's what my husband references, vehicles and stuff like that. And she talks about 3 spaces. And I go, okay, so now she's just trying to talk about being in your home. Tell me, Mom, what is that? She keeps showing me one really big. Did y'all have like one really big tree in your front yard growing up? Is that like a thing?
I'm trying to remember. There were a few. I don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't have to fit that anywhere. She shows me an image of walking out, and it's significant. So it's like
where we spread her ashes.
Yeah.
Was by a tree, and we put her marker at the base of this tree.
This tree.
She wanted to have her ashes spread overlooking the Continental Divide. And we put the marker because my sister wanted her to have a marker, so we put it underneath the tree.
You put it there. Okay, she was literally showing me, this is what she was showing me. She was showing me a very tall, big tree. And then she was referencing like when I buried my dogs underneath this tree, or when I spread my grandmother's ashes around this tree. Shut up. Okay, yeah. Because that's all I have to go off of in my head. My mom has it crossed, everybody else has. And so she's talking about this big tree, how it's this marker where the dogs are here. Like this is the thing. Okay, so she acknowledges this interesting tree. She says that, but that's up north. And where are y'all at right now?
In Texas.
Y'all are in Texas? Oh, after my own heart. I understand. I get it. Okay, wait, but you're not in East Texas. Are you like Austin area, or where are you at?
I grew up in Livingston. And we are now west of Austin. We're in the Dripping Springs area.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I get it. Ooh, I like that area. That's very, very. I was gonna look over there, but the property taxes were crazy.
Yeah, they've gotten bad. Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially because all of California's moved over. That's a whole other thing. You know about it.
Don't get me started.
Yeah. I want to ask her. Tell me, Mom. So what about you? What about her? What do you mean? Interesting. She has you at a desk in this home. She has you as. Do you work with your husband?
We're both retired, but we physically work around the place. And then when we go to Michigan, we're working up there on stuff for Mom at her place. And then,
Okay. She just has you being in this office, in this house for some reason in my head. And she has you at this office and you're going, and she's talking about you and your husband partnering together and working on all this stuff. So it's not like he has a separate job, you have it. So for me, that just means that she's acknowledging that you work around this house where y'all work together really well. That's it. She says that, what? You want him to what? She keeps bringing up something about your husband, and I'm trying to figure out what. He went in this past year for blood tests, correct?
For who did? Me?
Your husband.
Oh, my husband?
Your husband.
I think, yes, he had gone in for checkups.
Okay, so there's just something, I don't know. It's weird because you and him almost feel like, to me, like you're just one singular unit. Like that's what y'all feel like. But she keeps referencing, like going down the lines of like blood toxicity. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? And for me, that means like higher elevated levels of something, or like, but it's not like cholesterol. It's almost like maybe we have too much iron, or maybe we have, I don't know, all the panels, or maybe like a level in our liver is too high. That's maybe where that starts. That maybe. But it goes along for him. So I don't think it's life threatening. I don't think anything like that. But I just want y'all to be hyper aware of that. I would even say at about not this year, but next year. So for me, it's like maybe you go in and he gets blood work done and they say, hey, your liver toxins are a little bit high. You know, maybe we need to check to see like that. So be hyper aware.
I try to be vigilant with him and get him to get an annual, because I get an annual every year and do all the blood work, and I try to stay on him to do that too.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I want you to do it specifically for him. He's not dying. He's not leaving you anytime soon, but just to, you know, save face and keep things going. What, Mom? Come here. She's holding my hand. She's touching my ring. She keeps holding my hand and she keeps touching my ring. Yeah. She keeps touching my ring.
I wear her ring every now and then.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. She goes up and I can feel her hand and she grabs my ring. And so she's saying, please acknowledge this. Please talk about this. She says that. Her fingers are small though. Her fingers are small in my head. She's not a small woman. She's like, what? Wait, hold on. I lied. What are you? She is. She's like what, 5'5", maybe? How tall is she?
Well, she was shrinking the older she got, but I think she made it to around 5'7".
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My mom is 5'4", and then my grandmother is 5'2". And so I said, you're short. And she goes, no, not their height. She goes, less than you, but more than that. I'm like, okay, 5'5", 5'6". Yeah. She says that. Tell me. She keeps making me hear, I'm in heaven. Do 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 do. What? Tell me about her, Dad. Your dad is proud of you. There's a feeling of like him just saying, you're a really good woman. You're a really good person. He wishes he could be there with you more. Like that's the whole thing. I think maybe in a way, like maybe your dad kind of like separated from you a little bit. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. And
we took care of him to the very last breath. At the last. And
y'all were able to get back together and have this. He says that. Tell me. He doesn't want me to show. He doesn't want to show me what he looked like. He's talking about how when he crossed over, there was a woman waiting there for him, which was your mother. Mom. Like, telling him like, come on, are you ready? Let's go. Kind of like that. He said that. What? Weird. Whenever your mom died, even though your parents were separated, it like destroyed your father at the same time. It destroyed him, and he was so happy to see her.
And he was the love of her life.
Yeah, and they waited a long time for each other.
It doesn't make sense, but yeah.
No, it does. No, it. Believe me, it does. Especially when you feel it here. He says that. What? Oh. Mom, she says like she shows me like Jackie O and like Kennedy's. It's very interesting. Again, she's just trying to show you how fabulous she is. I see her with like a little pillbox hat on in my head. I don't even know if she wore it. Like that's a whole thing. She talks about you. Do you have her good black and white photos of her looking very dapper? Yeah. She keeps showing me like with like the cuff sleeves and stuff like that, and how everything is very well put together. She just wants to recognize that. Thank you for doing that. She says, was her family more well off than his family?
Yes. Which is why the divorce ended up having separation.
Oh, okay. This is what she said. She's talking to your dad in my head, and she says, well, in these words in my head exactly, she says, well, I loved him, he loved me, but I can't help that we were just more affluent than his side. You know, you gotta like that. I'm like, oh, Okay, it's the whole thing.
She shared with him,
Yes.
but he was the man and he felt like the man should have control of everything type thing. And he wanted a financial separation. And then, I don't know, my sister and I just said, you know what, the next step's divorce. Mom, just go on and do it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
What? Did you? Hold on, they're talking about there's a storm just like came down right now. Sorry, it's like I have a big old window right here. Hold on. Did you end up like putting a dog to sleep at this home?
At the other home in Michigan.
Really?
We had to.
Okay.
She made it to 17 years. Well, 17 and a half, almost 18. And that was in August. Yeah.
Wow.
Was that in August? Yeah, I think it was last August. Yeah.
Wow. She's talking about how there's this dog and we're holding its head and we're petting it and we're loving this animal, and how we have to like put this animal down at the home or at our home, at our house.
Well, it was in Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in it was in Michigan, and how comfortable or how cozy it was, which like a home thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. And so she has that animal. She has that dog.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, they love you. Oh yeah. Oh, she has every single. I would not put it past them at all. I mean, your mom is not just your mom. Your mom is an angelic energy. She's in a good space. She's not suffering. She's not sad. She's just loving you and she's guiding you. And I don't know who's going to be the first person to grab you out when you cross over. I know that your dad loves you, but I think your mom is your angel. And I think she's been this entire time. And
I've always said that I think she's my guardian angel.
She is. She is. And she speaks through your heart. And she says, what are you doing? Why don't you have wind chimes up? Do you not have wind chimes up?
I do.
You do? Okay. She's talking about, she just makes
another one that I haven't put up. It'll be my fourth one and it's still in the box. I need to get it up.
Good. Yes. She just referenced, I have a big thing. I like those big ones and I have it laying down on my patio and she says, put your wind chime up. And so I'm like, wait, have you not put it up yet? So please put that up. She says that, tell me what? Hold on. Whose birthday's about to happen? Like in the next, like, when is mom's?
Mom was September.
Mom's the Virgo. Okay, mom's the Virgo. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the Aries?
Oh, I don't know.
Weird. I know that it's not your husband.
I'm a Cancer. I'm in June.
You're the remember earlier I said something about the Cancer and the yeah, you're the that's you.
Cancer.
You're the Cancer. So she keeps saying happy birthday. She's singing it. And I go, what is that? And I was like, well, nobody's a Cancer. And she keeps saying it's about to happen. And I'm like, maybe Aries. Yeah. So she's just saying happy birthday to you. She says that. Tell me what. I just want you to, she keeps talking about artifacts. Are y'all gonna go to Pompeii ever? Like, is that going to be a thing? Or like Italy?
I've been there with my mother and my father, and we'll probably go again with our younger son.
Did you go to Pompeii with your mom? Did you really?
Yes.
Really?
My parents were older when I was born, and we've traveled the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I was just watching a doc. You are amazing. Yeah, I was just watching a documentary on Herculaneum and Pompeii, and she just brought that up. And she was talking about artifacts and seeing it, how she loves this. And I was like, are you going to go? No, because she's trying to relive a memory with you. No, your mom is good. They're fine. They love you. I'm very proud of you. I'm proud of them. I'm so glad that she's not stuck in that moment of death so many times we have people that when they pass in a way like that,
Right.
they stay with their body or they stay around their family and they can't get over it. And your mom has done an amazing job of not letting that define her and her soul. So
I will let you in on a secret.
tell me.
When I picked up her ashes,
Mm.
I was alone one night and I just talked to her.
Yeah.
And I reached my arms out to her and I know she hugged me back. And I said, Mom, I'm going to be okay. You can go.
Yeah.
And I think that's when she probably went.
Yes. Yes. And I'm glad that you did that because they were able to help you and teach you and be with you in a higher level than being stuck here. Okay. And so I'm very proud of you for doing that. So for right now, Miss Jody, I got to run to my next appointment, but
thank you, Amy. I really
love you. And anytime. And when I tell you the laughs, the funny, the excitement, the interesting things that they bring through that I've never had, Birkenstocks, that's going to go down as another thing.
The piano at her service.
Yeah, right? Like stuff like that. So I don't just take a couple of moments, tell them you love them. Okay.
I will.
And then if you need me or anything, you just give me a call or send me an email too. Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Miss Jody. I love you, baby.